Welcome back, folks, to Cross-Faded Sports. On this fantastic Wednesday, we have Christmas coming up in 7 days. We will be off for Christmas, and we hope everybody else is off too. Nobody should have to work on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. And we hope you all had a fantastic weekend leading into the fantasy football playoffs and the final couple weeks of the NFL season. Make sure you all get all of your sports podcast and Detroit Lions needs from us at the 989 Network. And Connor, the Condor, Bucket Hat Zack, Fanny with the Fanny, Papa Smurf. We will be here for all of those needs, as well as all of your Detroit Lions fun expedition adventures. And Connor, I know you couldn't make it out with us this Sunday to the Bills game, but bro, it was so much fun. Shout out to Bucket Hat Zack for the Dan Campbell's big ball sign.
We didn't even go to the game, but it was a great time.
I guess that we got to specify. We literally went down there as two very poor people, and we found free parking. Shout out to the Lions fans who were like, "Yeah, bro, you guys can park here for free."
Well,
It's totally cool."
we thought we literally downloaded the Park Detroit app and we thought we found meter parking and we walked up to it and they're like, no, you can't use this right now. So we're like, crap, what do we have to do? We're like here an hour before we wanted to be here.
You don't want to pay 60, 70, 80 bucks for a damn
Oh,
parking pad.
no.
Right?
Okay, and we'll have to back up one because the trip down there. We'll have to start with the trip down there. Freezing rain, 29 degrees. Everyone is. Why are you waving at me over there? You're making me think I was going off the rails there. I was
You
trying
were
to get
blocking the camera with your hand.
Oh, I was blocking. Oh, okay. I see. Bad. We getting used to this Zoom stuff. All right. So my bad. All right. So seriously though, freezing rain. There was probably maybe 40 accidents on the highway in a 30
How
mile
many
trip.
people in the ditch?
Damn.
So much in like my little Kia Soul. Shout out to my Kia Soul. Thank God it's light enough to not be taking itself off road because we almost went into the ditch twice just on River Road and trying to get out to Detroit. But by the time
It was an adventure.
it was a lot of fun, man. Dude, it was so much fun. After we got further south, when the freezing rain stopped and it was just rain, much easier drive. Shout out to those people. Like we said, we went down there. We were going to park at a meter, and only residents are allowed to park at meters in the neighborhood we were going to try and park at. So, like, we couldn't park there. So, we're kind of driving around. And, like you said, $80 is unacceptable when we're not even going to the game.
No.
Or I
And
found free parking.
we've
Fuck
seen
yeah.
people just parking and like we pulled up and they were talking with other people in a van and we're like, can we park here? They're like, yeah, just park up on the curb and as long as you're not blocking anyone else in, they won't tow or ticket you. And we're like, no way. So we literally
Nice.
curb hopped it and parked on this little corner. It was
Oh,
amazing.
Kia. How'd that Kia curb hop?
Oh, dude, it was
perfect.
It was a nice little curb, too. It wasn't very big.
Okay, all right, go ahead.
And like even when we went to leave, there was a state boy sitting. Wow, really? No ticket, no nothing. Just drove right by him. He didn't care. So we're like, oh, that's our new parking spot. Can't give out the exact location because it can't be filled up for us. But
To be honest, I know I'd have to. When we go back there the next time, I'll have to kind of aimlessly drive around until we find that park again. It's not like I know exactly where it is.
oh, I remember exactly where
Got
it
the
is.
pin.
So I know exactly where to go first.
The iPhone thing. I'm not sure if I can do that on Android. I'm not sure how to drop a pin on
I
Android.
don't know, but I can screenshot the exact location, so I'm good to go.
But dude, those people were cool. I mean, we didn't really hang out there too much. We were trying to get to the CBS coverage, so we were hurrying. It was like maybe a 10-minute walk from our free parking spot.
Oh, it was perfect. We literally crossed the bridge and we're right in between Comerica Park and the Lions Stadium.
We have so many social media pics out on our Twitter already. I got to update the Facebook page here. I'm going to do that within the next 24 hours with all the cool pics we got. And we made sure we got some good pics with our Dan Campbell and Jared Goff's big balls posters, and everyone loved them. So we had a couple people come up and take pictures with us. And I made sure, like, hey, would you text those pictures to us? That would be awesome. And they're like, oh, yeah, for sure. So
We-
people were so nice.
We literally walked up and they had like everything was blocked off, of course, for the game. And we were like, can we just walk in here? No problem with these signs. And we walked right past like 5 cops. They didn't even say anything. They just laughed and let us walk. And we got to see the new Barry Sanders statue. That thing's pretty awesome. And got a couple pictures with that bad boy.
Dude, and I love how, obviously, any sort of tourism spot, people are really cool. And like, we were getting ready to take pictures, and somebody walked up, hey, would you guys like us to take a picture with you by the statue? We're like, yeah, man, thanks. And then we took a picture, for them and all that good stuff. People are so nice and cool, whether it be Bills fans or Lions fans. Bills fans, I feel like, get the best rap as far as like the craziest but most fun fan base, but I never hear anybody talking negative about Bills fans, and they were cool all day. Everyone loved our posters. Everyone thought it was going to be a good
Even
game.
the Bills fans loved it.
Even the Bills
I
fans,
bet.
man. It was such a good time down there. We hurried up and we got our couple of pictures at the Barry Sanders statue, but we wanted to get to CBS.
Oh yeah, it was quite an adventure. We got down there right before they were going live on air, so like they were just coming out, and Nate Burleson, JJ Watt, Matt Ryan was coming out to say hi to everybody, and we were holding up our posters, trying to get pictures with them, trying to get them to sign it. It was hilarious. So we were posting them up there early, and one of the security guards came up to us and was like, "Hey, don't put it up. We don't want to have to kick you
I
out."
don't think it was the security guard. It was quite legitimately one of the production managers. It seemed like that the guy who came and talked to us, and we'll get into that here in a little bit. But the guy that came to talk to us was definitely one of the lead production managers, or at least lead production assistant. He was all over the place talking to people, and he was really nice.
Yeah, he was. He
He
was.
came up to us. We're pretty much front row, right behind Bill Cower and JB and stuff. And he was like, "Hey guys, like
Right
cool
behind
signs,
Burleson.
but if you put those signs up, we're kicking you out during the live broadcast. Like, no ifs, ands, and buts about it. We are going to kick you out if you put up your big balls Dan Campbell and big balls Jared Goff sign." And we said, okay, and thankfully we both got backpack straps on our big poster boards. So like we just put it on our backs and we behaved.
We did for the pregame coverage. It was pretty cool, And even after we ended up getting our picture with Nate Burleson, he came around and signed. And actually, we even made a temporary bet with him in the beginning that if the Lions had covered the spread, he would have dyed his hair the same as Papa Smurf Banister there, and he pounded knuckles on it.
He did. You got a fist bump from him.
Yep.
And that was right before he did his bet for his jacket, which he's decided like Nate Bros. Shout out to Nate Burleson, bro. Like you said, when we first pulled up, they were just coming out of their trailer. They were just, they were coming out into the cold and the rain. It was like pretty much sleeting like the whole day. It was nasty weather. Nate Burleson was out there. By the time we got to the CBS live coverage of the set, Nate Burleson was already there doing his rounds, right? He was the only one. As a former Lion and a big Lions fan, you could tell he cared about coming out there for the fans. He was out there signing for pretty much right up until they started broadcasting at like 11:55. That's when he took his seat. And then that's when we talked about the bet. And then there was a kid there. We got a picture with him. We'll post it. We already posted on our social media, but he was the kid. He said he was there since 7 a.m.
Your hand again.
Oh fuck! I talk too much with my hand.
Yeah, you do.
All right.
But yeah, no, he was there, and I guarantee you probably put the same bet in as him on FanDuel. It was Jahmyr Gibbs, Amon-Ra St. Brown, David Montgomery, and Jamison Williams. Anytime touchdown, and he would have won Nate Burleson's coat. And he just missed by the David Montgomery.
Oh,
It was really cool too because like we were there when he made that bet with that I don't want to say kid.
We were literally right behind him. Right behind him.
He was super cool. Like he took a picture with us and the posters, and we talked to him. We were like, "Hey, so how did Nate Burleson do that? Like, what did he do to confirm that you guys had this bet?" And he was like, "Oh, he already followed me on Instagram and sent me a message." So like that,
and he had his assistant like get his address, everything, and his like all his contact information. So like he was following through with
oh
it.
yeah.
it was super cool of Nate Burleson to see that and see all of his, you know what I mean? He doesn't have to do that. You know what I mean? Like in his jacket, bro. Connor.
The sickest fuck.
Connor. He was like, when he was showing the jacket off, he was like, "Oh, look at my jacket," and then he was like, "Look at the inside," and like the inner coat was all like fucking custom, like design and stuff, bro. It was a sweet jacket for
Bitch, that bitch ain't cheap.
No,
No.
that was a fucking $5,000 to $10,000 jacket for sure, bro.
Oh my goodness, it would have been awesome. But we more wanted to see him with blue hair.
Oh, yeah. Dude, if they would have pulled that off and he would have done some sort of tweet, like, I don't know who bet me blue hair, but it was some dude with blue hair and blue beard, and I can't go back on my word or whatever. That would have been cool to see
I
that.
would have loved that.
Oh,
And still, even after coming around, he signed Big Balls Dan Campbell and Baney's Lou Garrett Blunt jersey.
Hell
It
yeah.
was awesome. He loved the posters. He was excited. It was real cool of him to come around and say hi to everybody. And even they had the winner of the Dan Campbell impersonator on the
God.
CBS coverage.
I love that.
And I literally ran from the other side of the crowd out to the end. He was walking out to get a picture with him and left Baney where he was over in the other end of the crowd.
Zach looks at me, he goes, "Hey, I'm gonna go get a picture with Dan Campbell and Dan Campbell's Big Balls. You hold our spot." And I was like, "What?" And I was like, "Okay, way to make the fat guy try and be as fat as he can." So I'm over here trying to take up 2 spots and like hold our spots like fucking like this over here,
Like how?
like like trying to be as big as I can. You know what I'm saying?
He was getting that.
Jersey helps. You know what I'm saying? Because this is like a 3X. I'm not a 3X anymore. I'm more like a 1X. Like,
He was that center taking on those 2 tackles.
so many Panay Sewell blocking 3 guys in one play.
Hell yeah. But I literally ran around and I went to the other end of where the coverage was. And I was asking a security guard, I'm like, "Am I off camera? Because I don't want to get in trouble." And Dan Campbell walked down. I'm like, "Can I get a picture with you?" He's like, "Fuck yeah, man. Let's do it." And he took a picture with me. And so I ran back and found Baney, and then they like ended coverage. So we decided to walk around for a bit.
Dude, it was so much fun meandering around too, because obviously we went and we got a couple beers, and it felt like every minute to 2 minutes someone was like, "Hey, can we take a picture?" And we both just be kind of
Which we literally walked a minute to find a drink, walked like way past the place we ended up getting them. It came back. We walked in there. We're like, "What the heck is this?" It wasn't even a sports bar.
Interesting.
We found a parking garage where the whole first floor they turned into like a low-key bar with like porta potties and stuff. So we just went in there and was chilling so we could use the bathroom, grabbed a couple beers and
Okay.
chit-chatted with some fans, took a bunch of pictures of people in our posters. Good time. And then we got to run back into Dan Campbell impersonator. And like, dude, he was so chill. Like he got, because I was a little upset because Zach ran over there to go take a picture with him. And bro, when we were sitting there and Zach's like, "Dude, is that Dan Campbell?" And I'm like, "Bro, there's no fucking way
That Dan would be out here right now.
Game, right?" And like every one of us around us, all the guys were like, "Dude, that looks like Dan Campbell." And then we realized that CBS was doing, I think it was Coney Island sponsored. We found out, right?
Yup.
Doing lookalike.
Yeah, it was a lookalike contest, and he won a free year's worth of fries.
Which, yeah, we do have to talk about this for 5 minutes. This dude won this contest for for the Dan Campbell impersonating, and gets a free year worth of fries, not even tickets to the
I was
game.
gonna say what?
CBS brought him down and put him on the air before the game.
in the air on national television, and all he got was a free year's worth of fries.
Didn't even get to go to the game.
Shout out to the Dan Campbell's impersonator's wife, because she was the one that told Zach and I. She was the one that
She was
mad.
mad.
She was big mad. So like Zach, she was telling us, she was like, "Yeah, all they gave him was a free year's worth of fries, and it's my 50th birthday, and I thought we'd at least get tickets to the game." And me and Zach were like, "Bro, they didn't give you tickets."
Yeah, that's some bullshit.
And we were like, "We're gonna tweet about this and try and call CBS." So CBS, you guys done.
You got to make this right.
You got to make that right. That guy looks just like Dan.
And whoever hosted the impersonator contest, make it right.
Her 50th birthday in a freezing rain cold, just so that way her husband could go on national television for a whole like 2 minutes.
Pat McAfee,
Nothing.
he literally punched a punching bag, and that was it. And I know Pat McAfee, you'll do it. Get him some tickets. But somebody make this right. We can't
gotta make
afford it.
this right.
We cannot afford it, but we would.
I would just like to say that me and Zach did buy Dan Campbell's impersonator and his wife, because it was her birthday. We bought them a beer.
Yep.
I mean, that's
We had
all we
to.
can do. We don't have $500 each for tickets,
But
you
we
know.
do have $5
We
for a
got
beer.
$5 for a beer. We do.
Where'd you get a beer for $5 down there?
Oh, dude, yeah, they actually had some really good deals outside the stadium.
Yeah, it was kind of
Surprising.
surprising. We had a pretty good day. We did not spend too much money, but
Free parking. We only got like a handful of beers down there, like 3 or 4 each over the course of like 4 hours, and it was only like $5. I think I paid $6.50 one time.
yeah.
You know, that's not that bad.
Nope.
So we got done hanging out in the parking garage and we had decided to walk around again one more time. So we walked out and we found this road where it was literally just parking lots and people tailgating and everything. We decided to walk down it. And we're walking down with our signs. Everyone's like pointing and looking at us, taking pictures. And this one dude sitting across the way.
Oh, you're going too fast.
No.
Yeah, because that was after we ran away from security.
Oh, yeah, it was.
All right, so wait, I'm gonna look into this. So we
Back in the
we
parking
were told
garage.
by the production manager. I'm gonna assume it's like a production assistant or somebody. He was real nice. He had a headset on, the whole works. It was like,
During
guys,
pregame.
you're not allowed to put those signs up. We will kick you out. And we were really good. And me and Zach kept looking at each other, and the crowd was listening to us. The people next to us, because they saw
They
our
were
signs.
waiting.
They were waiting for us to do something, and we kept talking about how we would maybe put the signs up and take getting kicked out. But
Like
we
at
wanted
the
to
end
get
of
autographs.
pregame, we were like, is it worth it? Or do we want to try to get autographs?
Yeah.
But we got our picture with Nate Burleson. We got
And
our
our
autographs.
autographs.
We
So
did a
fuck
little
it.
bit of walking around. So then we come back and right at the CBS halftime report, and it's just JB, Jim Brown.
It was the whole set at first because we were behind Nate Burleson at first, then Jim Brown.
And so he usually does like it was like just that lead in to where they're like, stay tuned for the CBS halftime report. We'll get you updated on all the games. And we went back right behind him, and most of the people were gone from the crowd. So we were able to get right where we were last time. And then right
Can't
there,
beat that.
throw up our Dan Campbell and Jared Goff's big balls sign. Oh, I wait 1 second.
And then we took, so yeah, we threw them up. We throw them up. And then we take them down for a bit and we like shuffle to the other end of the crowd. And we wait and all the crew comes on and we see them like all talking. They're throwing it back and forth. And then Nate Burleson's going for a few minutes. So I look at Baney and I'm like, now's the time. Now's the time, the final run. And we threw him up there and we're waving him around for like a good 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
I thought for sure they were gonna come for us, and when they didn't, I think I was like chit chat with somebody or trying to take a video or something. I was distracted.
So we put them back on our back, turn around, and there's these little kids, and they had a Buffalo Bills fan had a table, and these kids were trying to jump through the table, and they couldn't break it. So we turned around and we got distracted by that and was recording that, checking that out. And literally, they took so many attempts to get through it. It was hilarious. We were watching them for a few minutes try to break this tape. I don't even think they ended up breaking it. And
I just want to shout out the Lions fans because like it was two little kids, no bigger than Zay. You know what I mean? Like they were small, but they were Bills fans. They brought, and there was a small table, like one of those mini card tables, like not
like a 3-foot table, 3-foot table.
3 foot by 2 foot, you know, small. And they were trying to break the table. And at first, I thought a Lions fan was trying to be an asshole and like was gonna dive through the table on purpose. But, like he went up and like him and another Lions fan grabbed the table so they could help the kids. And then they started breaking the table for them, so they
could try and still get.
So like at one point, it was literally like 100 Lions fans and like 5 Bills fans just waiting for these two little Bills fans to break the table. It was a really cool moment. Like,
it was.
That's what sports is about, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
and the best part is Baney is sitting there with his phone up in the air the whole time, but he forgot to press record.
I was in photo, so I took like 5 or like 100 photos.
So he brings the phone down and he goes, "Oh shit, I forgot to press record." And I turn around and I look at him and I'm like, "What?" And then I realize behind Baney is 4 dudes with security badges on.
Oh.
So I literally turned around and went shoulder to shoulder with Baney and I says, "It's time to go." And Baney said no other didn't even say a word, just started walking.
All right.
So I literally started walking and we literally beelined it out. And we're walking past their production trailer and I turn around and literally three of the guards are standing there staring, making sure we walked away.
I can't believe I'm just happy that I'm not an idiot and I trust my friends. And so you're like, we gotta go. And I was like, okay, yes, sir.
I literally just turned and said, it's time to go. It was hilarious. And so yeah, then we were exploring around a bit and we were walking along. People are taking pictures of us, and we find the alley with a bunch of tailgaters. And we're on the one side of the street walking, and people are pointing and whatnot. And this one guy by a griddle literally points his spatula at us.
Blackstone Griddle. Shout out to
Black,
the Blackstone
yup.
Griddle. He just points the spatula.
Pointed.
Just like, yeah, what's up? And he just starts walking over.
I did the me, you, me. Okay. And he just waved the spatula at us and we walked over and he had a taco, a breakfast taco waiting there.
Okay, I do have a bone to pick because I have the blue hair and the blue beard, and you got the bigger taco. My taco was smaller. I was watching as a fan. I was like, you got way more eggs and bacon than I did in your taco.
Fucking devoured
But
that
that's,
though.
that's fire.
Oh, it was smacking good. Smacking good.
They were like us. That was cool. Like almost
They didn't even-
everybody at Connor at that tailgate. None of them had tickets. They just came down.
Just
to
came to
Detroit.
They literally had a
Live
TV set up in
tailgate. Yep,
in their tent.
TV in the
Fuck it.
tent.
I'd do that.
They said they were going to go to one of the bars that we ended up going to in a few minutes because we got one of the local bartenders to tell us about some of the bars to check out that was close to the stadium. And they're like, oh, yeah, we're going to either go to one of those two places. We're like, well, maybe we'll see you there. Look out for the big balls posters.
Yeah.
Like,
Exactly. And so yeah, we hung out with them for a few minutes, but then after that taco, we got pretty damn thirsty. So we had to meander on our way there because it's not right just that just gave us
bunch of
tacos.
coolers, and we were like, man, I would like to have
I would love a
right
beer,
now, but,
but-
after getting a free taco, that's,
So we said our thank yous. You know, we were like we had to track down the chef a little bit, and we ended up having to track down the chef's wife because we had no clue where the chef went, and we had to thank the chef's wife, which was still good enough for us because that shit was delicious. But so yeah, we meandered on our way, and it wasn't too bad of a walk to the bar. And literally, we walk in, biggest bouncer I've ever seen, biggest bouncer I've ever seen, and his name was Tony. The dude was awesome. Instantly started cracking jokes. Loved the posters, and we got in. Everyone's in the bar was cheering. It was a packed bar. People
Oh, I
taking
bet.
pictures of us. It was great.
it was so much fun, and I would trade everything to get Carlton Davis and Alim McNeil back off of injured reserve. That's a different conversation for the next podcast. But oh my gosh, dude, I'm just so glad that it was your idea, Zach. Got a shout out to Zack. Buckethead Zach. He came up with this idea because I didn't even know that CBS's coverage was going to be down there in Detroit. And even the morning of, we were like freezing rain.
We didn't know
Weather's
if they
gonna
would
be
do it outside.
terrible and cold. Are they even going to do the CBS production outside anymore?
But then I was like, how much are they worth? They can afford a tent.
Mhm.
Hey, dude, it was worth it. It was worth it. It was worth the time and the minimal amount of money. You know, shout out to the free parking spot and everything. But dude, it was so much fun. So much fun. It was a great experience.
We're definitely gonna have to go back for another game here.
Well, thank you guys for indulging us. We're gonna try and get out as much as we can between now and the Super Bowl for any sort of home game festivities because now we know about the free parking spot 4 blocks away from the stadium. We know that we can go down there and just drink a few beers and have a fantastic time with the fans and even the enemies. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? The Bills fans were fucking awesome. The little kids trying to break the table, having all the Lions fans cheer them on, dude. That's what football is all about.
Exactly.
They're like, and what a fantastic game! Like, despite
was.
losing, Jared Goff was amazing.
Losing
Josh
4
Allen
players.
playing ridiculously. Him and Lamar Jackson for the MVP is a crazy race. I just football is awesome, and I'm so sad it's about to be done soon. It's crazy that it's already about to be week 15. Stay tuned here for more of us at Crossfaded Sports. Buckethead Zach, Connor the Condor, Banny with the Fanny Pie for Smurf. And as always, everybody love everybody.
ELE.